We'll just also start recording now. And so, hello everyone. I also want to introduce myself. Okay, let me figure out how to show myself. Okay, I don't know. Okay, again. Hello, my name is Jane. I'm from Poland, and I just have a lot of great coffee friends around the world. And that's me being me by just inviting everyone to do something together. I'm also teaching sensory brewing and roasting, judging roasting and brewing competitions. So I just love to have great coffee. And I really want more people in the world to actually have great coffee, not only the judges on the competitions. So that's that's the story of me launching Dear Judges as a brand of basically roasting expensive competition coffee, packing it nicely and sharing it with everyone who wants it with almost no margin on this. So today I want to introduce great speakers and great guests, and I will start with José from Panama because it's his coffee that we're going to taste today. So José, can you quickly introduce yourself?
Hey, hello everybody. Thanks Jane for the opportunity. Here I am in beautiful Panama, sunny, warm. So I hope that you understand me, Anyways, what we're going to cup today are some of our coffees, Geisha Wash and Geisha Naturals, that Jane had the opportunity to share with all of you. We start the coffee plantation around 7 years ago when my father passed away. That's when we decided to call the coffee plantation Abu Coffee, because his grandchildren used to call him Abu as abuelo. So 7.5 years ago, we started with this beautiful project. Actually, he started 13 years ago when he plants the first trees, trying to go back to his roots. His grandfather started his own coffee plant in 1895 when he was working with the French Canal. So he was from Canada. His grandfather, actually my great-grandfather. So my father, in one way, he wanted to go back to his roots. He was a civil engineer, a contractor, which I am. I am a civil engineer. And so he decided to buy this piece of land, beautiful land in Boquete. 13 years ago, he started planting some geisha trees in Cañas Verdes. So sadly, he passed away 7.5 years ago. So we started getting into this beautiful world of coffee, and we had to be very, very quick learners, because in this world of competition and actually in Panama is really amazing. You have to know that here we got I don't want to say one of the best coffees, but we have wonderful coffees. So as you can, so this is what we're going to try today. My family is all together with me in this, my kids, my mother, that will be my father's wife, Gisela. And this year was very challenging to get out all these coffees, to put them out. So I hope that we all have fun today, because that's where we are. We are here to have fun, to enjoy them. And I would like to share with you more about these beautiful coffees. So thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you so much. And our main guests today are the World Cup tasting champion, Daniel. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Daniel Horbat. I love coffee. I'm in the industry for more than 18 years, doing all type of stuff from bartending, coffee manager, head barista, quality control, consultancy, and now the latest role is roasting and entrepreneur and secretary as well. So kind of 3 in 1. And yeah, I'm a big fan of coffee. Panama origin itself, it's something that is very interesting me. I never been. Supposed to be this year, but I'm a big fan. So I'm really looking forward to taste this. I already eat some beans and they're delicious. That's my first quality control. I eat a couple of beans to see. I kind of want to brew. I kind of know already which is washed and natural, but I'm not gonna spoil it. So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I'm very happy to be here, surrounded by my friends. I consider like all of you my friends. Dayo already, Niels, Aga, Ludo. I already had the pleasure to meet you guys and in person and on online. And I'm such a lucky person to be among this lovely group and to be part of this and to taste this amazing coffee from Abu Coffee. So can't wait.
Thank you. And next, special guest, the world wise cup tasting champion of last season, Niels.
Hi guys, my name is Niels. Thank you for inviting me, first of all. I've been in the industry for around 10 years, starting in the Netherlands, working all kind of restaurants, wanted to do more with coffee. Then I moved to Berlin, worked in Berlin at 511. Then a few years ago, moved back and started competing. And then in 2018, I became second in the World Championships, and that's where I know Dajo and Daniel from. And it was really fun to see because the next year Dajo was second and then Daniel won. So that was really amazing. So yeah, that was one of the best things. It's not even to compete, but also to get in contact with more coffee people and share ideas, share your coffees, and get excited and meet lovely coffee people. And that's also why we now have the chance to taste some beautiful Panama coffees. So I'm really excited to brew and taste.
Okay, thank you, Niels. And third guest of today, the current world wise champion of cup tasting, Dajo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dajo. I'm originally from Belgium, but I've been living in France for 7 years now. I've been working with coffee for about 10 years. I accidentally stumbled across discovering really good coffee in Australia when I was there working as a sport teacher. That was my previous career. And then just out of the blue, doing a dishwashing job in a coffee shop, I fell in love with coffee. And kind of from there changed careers and started working with coffee as a barista, as a roaster. I've spent 9 months living in Brazil, living with producers where I learned a lot. And then after that, I started competing in cup tasters and won twice in France. And then last year was kind of the climax, getting second at the World Championships. Thanks as well to Niels and Judith, who were my coaches, who helped me get better. It was a really great. Now I just launched my own roastery here in Nield. It's called Muda. So that's quite busy with that. And yeah, really happy to be here to taste coffee from Panama, Geisha. It's not, even for me, it's not very common to be able to do that. So thanks a lot, José and Janina, for making that happen. It's really a pleasure. And yeah, being able to share with people, I think that the concept is absolutely amazing, because these kind of special coffees are very often only for people competing, for big companies with a lot of money. So making them accessible to more people, I think, is really a great concept. So big up for that, Janina, and thanks for having me.
Okay, thank you, everyone. So brewing time. As I mentioned in my email, it's up to you to decide how are you going to brew the coffee. One rule is that you have to brew it as identically as you can. So since everyone is very experienced in competitions, I think you can brew even a V60 identically. I can see you guys are ready. So remember that we use the 15 grams for the brew. But then let's share with each other what's your brew profile. Let's grind, let's brew, and then let's discuss. Does anyone wants to share what's your brew profile today?
I thought it was 14 grams. I mistake, so I'm gonna just quickly adapt to 15. My bad.
Okay.
Which one you want to do first? You want it first with the silver or the red one or the pink?
I would suggest that we brew both of them. I will be brewing both of them now, so we will have and compare them one after another. It may, like they may have like brewing time difference of like 2 minutes or something if you use that same device to brew. But the main time we want to have both of them together too. Since you are the professionals in finding the odd one and comparing coffee, let's try to compare them a little bit.
Okay.
In the meantime, I can share just a little bit with you about the roast profile. So I roasted that coffee on a strong cold roaster with using quite a balance of convection, conduction, and radiation. So it's supposed to be like quite dry and gentle. So try not to kill it with too hot water. Other than this, anything would work. Color wise, it's something around 94, 95 for both of them. So it's quite light. But the washed one I usually roast to 100 in light, so it's just a little bit darker than what I do usually. But the roasting profiles are very, very similar. Coffee acted a little bit differently, though, so may differ slightly, but not much. So in my brew profile today, I'm going to use a Clever Dripple for immersion. I'm going to use 15 grams of coffee. I'm going to go with a coarser grind of like 22 clicks, maybe even 20. I think 24 was my last setting here. And I'm probably going to use something like 240 grams and 3 minutes brewing and some drip. So that's me today. And you guys, what are you gonna do today for the brew?
I did 15 grams with a V60, and then 225 mils of water, 92 degrees, and in 3 pours. So 75, and then 45 seconds, and another 75, and then another one. Starting circular and ending up with a straight pour to get a nice and even brew. And I did 23 clicks on a Comandante, so hoping to be around 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. So the brew time. And then it takes.
Anyone else to share your brew profile today?
Sorry, I can say, yeah. Sorry, I took everything at the roastery and I tried to figure out what I'm brewing. So the only thing that I have too is the gem. All my gear is I have just one V60. So I'm gonna use the gem. I'm gonna use Comandante grind setting. That's normal one. It's 18. I have the red click. It's gonna be 36, 37. And I'm gonna use 15 to 150 grams. I'm gonna divide it in 4 pours. Total time around max 2 minutes. 91 degrees.
Daniel, and what's the 4 pours divided? How do you usually do it? Do you have a smaller and a bigger bloom? How do you divide?
So I'm doing the bloom with 50, then 60. Then 60, and then 80.
Okay, so like one after, yeah, I see. I like it.
And I pour the bloom circular, and then everything I pour in the middle to kind of create agitation and to extract as much as possible from the coffee in a very fast time.
It smells amazing.
So, from the ground bean, by the way, what do you think about the aroma?
I think there's a big difference if I have it right. I mean, I'm thinking if I see the pink ribbon is really herbal and but really kind of more citric, I think. And then if I have the red one, it's like so much going on. It's like so much aromas coming, and it really smells super sweet and lots of fruit, especially when you do the bloom. It's like blueberry all over the place.
So, anyone else wants to share the brew profile? If you feel like other than this, we can just focus on brewing for the moment.
Yeah.
Well, I can share. Actually, I didn't got one of those beautiful packages from Janina. So what I decided to brew today was anaerobic natural. So I use also 15 grams using a B60. This is what I'm drinking here. So 15 grams up to 1:15 ratio. So that will give me 225 grams of water. And I divide it in 4 pours. So first pour, I put 30 grams of water and I wait all the way until 30 seconds. And then I divided my second pour all the way to 110 grams of water. And then the rest of the other 2 pours and in half and half. So because I kind of knew the coffee that I want to drink, I use a temperature of 89 degrees. And medium in Comandante will be around 24 clicks. So that was my pour today in this coffee. So here I am enjoying and watching you preparing these coffees.
I have a new kettle, by the way. I was always using the Bonavita, and for some competitions, I've been using Fellow because I liked the way it pours. And I have a completely new one. It's a Brewista. I've never used Brewistas before. Somehow just the nose didn't work with me. So it's quite hard for me to actually to pour with this. And I got it from Agnieszka Rojewska. She was selling out her stuff in Poland. So I couldn't resist and just have a kettle from such a named champion. So I think it's gonna add us just a little bit to more of.
It's very confusing to change the kettle from different one to barista because of the gooseneck is completely different.
Yes, it's very hard. I mean, like I was just pouring it and I was like, oh my God, how do I mix it?
I really like it, the gooseneck, but it's really confusing what Daniel is saying, because I have the stack, the fellow one, and it says like weight in the handle, so it's really easy to pour. I really like it, but some people prefer like bigger kettles. But if you do small brews, and you have a small one, they're really spot on and it's really easy to do a consistent pour.
Sorry, I'm making noise.
That's fine. Dajo, and what's your kettle?
That's the noise of happiness when you grind. It smells so nice.
You're only grinding now.
Sorry?
You're only starting grinding now.
Yeah,
because I didn't know how we're gonna do it. We're gonna start, or don't worry, it's gonna be fast.
Oh, good.
Oh, it's fast.
Dajo, what's
1 minute 50. 1 minute 50 seconds total time.
fine, Danielle, we're gonna wait for you. Dajo, what's your kettle?
Bonavita.
Yeah, my favorite.
How much did you brew, Dajo? It looks like a lot.
Yeah, 255.
Ah, okay. All right. So
Yeah, I did 15 grams for 255 in 5 pours. Generally, if I have like a complex coffee, I want to try to extract as much as possible to see what's in there. So 5 pours, 94 degrees. Yeah.
You're going to taste from your new cup?
Sorry?
Are you going to taste from your new cup?
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's what I've been trying to tell today to José about how different we like it. Oh, the beautiful ones. How different we like it as coffee in Europe. The Nordic, the more we go to the north, the more we like the acidity and some clarity in it. While the more we go to the south, the more we like the sweetness, and we're not afraid of some bitterness. So basically using, that's a good example of Niels and Dajo having Niels 230 grams, right?
225.
225, yeah, and Dajo 255. So basically Niels gonna have it more acidic and Dajo will have it more sweet towards bitterness. And that's just the matter of preferences, which I call the Nordic and the more south ones.
Okay.
So I'm in between. I'm 235, but usually going between something around 116 is for me is optimal ratio. So I'm done brewing, guys. So, Niels, you also done brewing already?
Yeah. Can't wait to taste.
Yep, the aroma is fantastic. It's awesome.
You guys are really fast.
Thank you.
Okie doke. So,
I apologize again. I put all my gear in the roastery, so I'm really sorry.
It's absolutely fine. I only understand you because I have roastery and house at the same place.
I have divided now. I start moving things to the roastery, and I have some things here, some things at the roastery is very confusing.
I actually do all my cupping only in clevers now, so I have a lot of small clevers. I just quit the regular cupping in the cups for some reason. It's just like I don't like it. It's too messy and it never repeat itself well. So I have a lot of clevers and it's ready to brew anytime.
Oh, that's really, really nice aromas.
Okay, guys. So remember, now
So
we can
you're right.
discuss it, aromas. So you can shoot anything you feel, descriptors and so on. Just remember to mention if it's silver or pink. So we try to follow each other and try to figure out the processing as well. Let's help José to guess the lots by describing and to just giving everything we can.
This is going to be very challenging. There were a lot of coffees that I sent.
For me,
I would probably say that the silver ribbon for me is more peach-like fruity. There's a lot going on, but I would say that like peachy notes are dominant, and it's more fruity than the others. And the pink ribbon is just floral and tropical is something that they have in aromas the most. And they seem very different. I thought they will be more similar, to be honest. Dajo, and you, what you say?
I agree with you on the silver ribbon, very stone fruits. I also had some spice notes like vanilla, cardamom. And I found the pink, honestly, more floral than the red one. The red one I thought more like violet fruit, blueberry to start, but then it also evolved towards more stone fruit notes, which I thought a very interesting evolution in the aromas. But more like jammy fruit, jammy, sweet, fruity to me.
Niels,
Reminding me more of a natural processed coffee.
Niels, what's your guess on describing them?
Well, I started to brew with to taste with the red ribbon, and it's really, or like pink, but it's really like winey, jammy, but really, really tropical and funky as well. So for me, it really goes towards what I think would be like a natural profile. And then the other one is really, I wouldn't say more balanced, but it's a little bit lighter in the way that it's more stone fruit. So yeah, maybe peach, also some florals in it, but also what Dajo said, I found it really, really herbal. So I think, yeah, there's a huge difference in it, which is good because not everybody likes the same. So
Daniel is still grinding. It's fine, Daniel. We're here.
One more. 1 second.
It's on.
nice coffee shelf.
Yeah, some nice trophies over there.
Yeah, nice coffees.
Yeah, the coffees, I see the Sumo and the Sloan, which is the Romanian roaster, which scored second in the world last year.
And next to it, there's one more.
Yeah, I haven't seen another one. Let me check what else is there.
No, I'm kidding. I roasted it, that one.
I only see two somehow. Like on the top or?
Yeah, it's like we have a new brand called Fazenda. I roasted it. I sent him a package last week.
Okay, nice. That I haven't seen. Okie doke. So.
Want to see my best birthday present?
Yes, please.
Awesome.
It's like this flavor wheel of coffee, and then halfway the fruity side, so it's the good side of it. So we made it on our phones.
Cool.
Great. So I want to just go on and taste it. I cannot wait more. They are developing that fast. I mean, the pink one is. I totally agree now with Niels. It's there's a lot of different fermenting notes going on, like winey and some cereal and this kind of spices. But also, I have. I just can't stop thinking about the roasted pineapple. You know what I mean? Like when we actually have the pineapple like fried with something or like in a pizza or whatever. So it's just there all the time. I've been thinking about it and now I know what it is exactly. And once you compare them, you see that the silver is just a little bit more acidic, a little higher in acidity. But the acidity is also so sweet and complex and more like fruity-like. So I wouldn't go with... my bet already is that pink is for sure some kind of natural, but about the silver, I'm not sure. Okay, Daniel. You there?
Yes.
So take both
Yes.
and tell us everything
1
about
second, I have to confuse the bags. I don't want to come. 1 second.
Judith and you, how do you like the coffee so far? Judith is a cute.
Yeah, good.
I want to figure out a curator here.
Yeah, that's true. No, yeah, they are really different. And actually, we had a competition in the Netherlands this week, and we had to guess from 4 coffees the origin and the processing. So we are totally went crazy this week. So now I'm back in that game again. Oh, what processing is this? And I find it actually quite hard.
Can I describe it?
Go for
Yeah,
it.
go for it. Just tell me
The aromas.
which one.
So in this one, the silver,
Silver, okay.
I found it really floral. A lot of stone fruits, a lot of peach, a lot of apricot. Very tropical. I have some tropical notes, maybe guava. It reminds me of guava. And it has some cocoa nibs as well, especially when it's really hot. Now this is cold in the aromas.
You can taste
The
it.
second one, the red one, and I think this one. Well, I didn't try it. This one it's more mild. Probably it's a washed, but it's again experimental carbonic maceration or a mixture between anaerobic and aerobic. But definitely it's a washed. My point. No, the silver,
Pink or silver?
the red.
The
Okay.
red one, I think, is natural.
The red one is natural anaerobic. It's very intense. It's more fermenty in the pleasant way, because everybody said ferment is a defect, and everybody that did a Q grader knows we associate fermenting with defect, but this is bad from my point of view. Again, that's my personal opinion. I think fermentation happens from the beginning when you pick up the cherry until the end, and this fermentation is controlled, can give a lot of positive to the cup. So I think everybody that's doing Q graded, they need to recalibrate to redo everything that means fermentation. That's my point of view, because fermentation is good. It's not bad. It's not like we're drinking vinegar. And it's weird because it's happening most of the naturals coffee that, some coffees taste even better with the defect spiked, and it's ridiculous. Anyway, let's talk about this coffee. It's so different, this one. I still get, it's more intense, the cacao nibs. I got a little bit of spices as well. And it's very, it's like a lot of baked, like really, really ripe pineapple, a lot of tropical. I can't really tell from, like, it's a lot of tropical mix, but very ripe ones. But it's very, very sweet in the aroma. Very sweet.
And I'm sure that Daniel didn't hear what I say because he was grinding on another part of the room, but he's saying that same things once. It means that it's so heavy same. I'm totally agree with you guys. Wow.
Sorry, I apologize if I keep waiting.
Someone did a good
I
job
was not
roasting
prepared.
That's
Sorry.
great, actually, because we already talked a little bit about this, and you just come and repeat everything that we just said. Okay, guys.
like
So the pink one, natural, right? Are we all agree about this?
Yeah, natural anaerobic.
Natural and quite
Robert.
fermenty, right?
Quite, yeah, lots of hours. Let's say between 80 120.
Okay, let's just wait for it for a second, and let's move to the let's just all move to the silver one for some time. Maybe some water, because we understood it's a little bit thinner. Let's try to describe it in more details for Jose to figure out which one is the silver one. So from Q perspective, now I ask from the Q perspective, what is the strongest attribute of this coffee? Is it like flavors, aftertaste, acidity, body? What would you call the strongest?
Which one? The red?
Silver.
The white one. Now we go
The
with
silver?
Mhm.
I really like the aftertaste. It's a very plain cacao aftertaste. It's very delicate. It keeps the caramel taste of the geisha, the floral notes, the delicate part of the geisha. We still find it there. So the process doesn't really cover the properties of a geisha and the origin of Panama, obvious. I like when you taste it from my brew, like I wouldn't know that it's I would say washed, not anaerobic, not, I would say simply washed. It's very delicate and clean.
To me,
Yeah, what would you like to add about what's the strongest attribute of this coffee as a Q grader?
Oh, me
I
or
think the
Dajo?
aromas and the aromas are I love the aromas, and it's very balanced. It's balanced, sweet, balanced, clean. So you already have 30 points from there. and then the rest, everything, it's everything. It's over 875. Now, there's the flavors. I got it changed. It's complex. It changed from the aromas. It changed. I still got the stone fruits. I got some cherry nuts. I got the cocoa nibs is mixed with more delicate pineapple. It changed. It's like the complexity that gives a lot of attributes to the coffee.
I don't know. I find it more linear, more stable in everything compared to the pink one. The pink one has a lot of evolution, whereas I found the silver one more stable, stone fruits, floral. I found this body, like the definition of a silky body, it's so pleasant and it goes in a really nice aftertaste. That's what I really like about this coffee, I think. I found the aroma maybe a little more expressive than the taste, but now tasting it's more like the mouthfeel that I found very pleasant in this coffee.
Yeah, the acidity as well is not really powerful, so I found it balancing really well with the bitterness of the cacao and all the sweetness from the tropical fruits. So I think it's exactly. Amazing coffee. Like I really like it. It's really really nice coffee, really balanced, really clean, and I always look for cleanness and I always go for the sweetest part. My personal preference. I like coffee to be really sweet. If it has a nice pleasant acidity, I'm not really mad to be over acidic and that you not understand anything from the coffee.
I think acidity change is really strong.
Sorry?
The acidity, I think it's really strong change, because in the beginning, it's like really sweet coffee, and then it was like medium temperature, you get more the chocolate flavor. And then when it really cools down, the acidity get way more punchy. But also with the pink one is also, but that's different. I think the acidity of the washed one is more intense, more sharp. The other one is more, I don't know, maybe lactic, but it's really
the pink one, no?
It's really changing
the acidity. Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. Well, it's more boozy.
Well,
and it's more cherries flavor, like sweet cherries.
If we see the silver for a moment, because I've been not touching the red for some time, try to dive into silver, not to compare it for a moment. I totally accept about the acidity. It's like very complex. So it's definitely not only due to the coffee, but also some fermentation makes the acidity that complex for sure. But also it's so sweet. I mean, it changes. The aftertaste is very long, like really, really long. But the sweetness of it is just like so overwhelming. So I have some doubts now about the wash because of the level of the sweetness. I've never met washed that sweet, I would say. So I'm a little bit lost here with its sweetness. But the highest attribute for me is the aftertaste. I would score it like, I don't know, at least 9.25 for the aftertaste, because it's so long. It's very complex. It's so sweet, but at the same time, you still feel all the flavors and some stone fruits and the floral notes and those cocoa notes, and it's all there and it's in your mouth. And I'm still speaking, and it's still in my mouth. So.
It's like eating a digestive biscuit with cocoa flavor.
Yeah, indeed.
It's very nice. Very nice.
So, guys, what on the silver one about processing? So washed or what it is?
I couldn't hear it.
What's your shot about the?
Can you repeat your question?
Processing of the silver one?
The silver washed anaerobic mixed.
Niels?
I think just washed, fully washed, nothing else to it.
Okay, Dajo?
Yeah, washed. Washed carbonic maceration.
No, it's natural.
Really?
Yes. So it's just something to help José to figure out which lot is this, but it's also a natural one.
But is the silver one natural?
Yes, they both are natural. Oh my God.
Ah,
You tricked us. You asked us which is washed, which is natural. You tricked us.
Yeah, you tricked me too.
Okay, so Jose, are you ready to have some? Let's start with an easy one. Jose, did you guess the red one?
Okay, the red one, for all the descriptions, yeah, they talk about floral notes, intensity, cacao nibs, guava, apricot, tropical fruit, spicy, pineapple, a very long fermentation.
Mm-hmm.
There are two coffees that I sent to you with maybe that profile of the natural, actually three of them. But I think that probably it is 351-39.
You did
Probably.
it. You guessed.
Or it could.
You did it. You guessed it absolutely right. So let's understand the pink one. Here's our pink one. Let's have a quick look about it. Yeah, Daniel, you're right.
Don't mention it because there is a
216 hours. Wow.
Whoa!
yeah. So yes, very surprised. Yeah, about that coffee for the intensity of it and complexity, because it's a coffee that when you drink it cold, it got a lot of layers of flavors that it will be very hard to describe. But as the coffee cools down, it will start balancing and it start matching all together, getting into a very complex.
I got it like really creamy mouthfeel as well on the red one. Like it starts to get really creamy for me.
Yeah. Creamy, cherry. It is just like a fruit bomb, not totally very high fermented. That was almost one of our choices to put in Best of Panama. That was within the top 3 of our best coffees that we produce on the natural and aerobics this year. So I'm very glad that you all are sharing this, Janina, with so many beautiful people.
Awesome. Congrats.
And
that was amazing.
And it's like, oh my God, it's great. Guys, did you?
I'm still shocked about the gray one.
Yeah, me too.
I could bet that this wash is so clean and delicate and doesn't taste as natural. It's amazing.
I think that, Janina, for all the descriptions that everybody said, I thought that it was a wash because I do a lot of my wash a double phase anaerobics. So as Daniel said, he said that there was a double anaerobic or anaerobic aerobic. So I thought that it was 24-4 because of the cacao nibs, but because it's not, probably it's 81-11. So that's the most soft one, probably. That's a natural.
I'm not sure if, okay. It's, no, it's not. It's a different one. And another.
Wow. Really?
Yes.
Which?
Do you have another guess, or do I share the profile?
Maybe you change coffees.
No, I didn't.
I don't know, really, because the other ones are really
crazy, guys. It's anaerobic for 144 hours. Wow.
We were really accurate. We got the stone fruit, the apricot, cacao nibs, balanced, bright, very sweet.
It's just the acidity of it is like it's there and it's complex and it's not that boozy. It's not that heavy. So this is why, well, maybe in comparison to, to 250 hours processing, that one could seem like a washed one. But I'm so surprised that it's such a fermenting natural that we thought is washed. Wow, like it's so clean. I mean, it's just too clean to be anaerobic for 144 hours. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Blackberry, yeah,
Yeah,
so
wow.
cranberry, yeah, a
So
lot.
I got the cranberry when it cools down the flavors more, the cranberry and the blackberry, like the berries. I got it more when it cools down, and in the aroma straight away, like very, very floral. Citrus, I got it more like tropical. I don't know. I mixed it because guava and pineapple, they're citrus as well. They have like citrus notes. So I
But
tend to go more like tropical
we have it all.
into.
It has a toffee sweetness, and we discussed like how sweet it is, and it says the long aftertaste, and it's indeed very
Yeah,
long.
it's definitely long.
So we had all of it. It just was a little bit hard, probably in comparison to the pink one. It was just too hard to take. But I tell you what, for this event, I never looked at those PDFs. I just took 2 random bags, and I just roasted 2 random bags. So I like it's when we started the call that I found the email, and I put it in another computer, and that is the first time I look at the description myself as well. Wow.
Wow.
So Jose, just to understand, the only difference here is the fermentation time between the 2 lots?
Not really.
Or it's also
There are more, I would say more also drying time when the cherry was picked, because probably 13 was in the middle of the harvesting period. 39 was more at the end of the harvesting time. So during that harvesting time happens, actually, yes, when it's at the end of the period, we end up having more rain. So the time that it takes to dry the coffee is a little bit longer. I know that I write over there usually 25 days, but the fermentation on 39 is a little bit more extended. 13 is more because it's in the middle of the processing or harvesting time. Is just more stable and more is easier to control.
Guys, so the 30 is a silver and the 39 is a pink, just to clarify about what we're talking.
Well, which one do you prefer yourself the most if you taste them now?
If I taste them now myself, I will love more 39 because the intensity of it, and it got more lavender. The floral notes of 39 seems to me is more intense, more sweet, and the aftertaste of 39 is longer. 13, yes, is amazing, but the complexity of the coffee of 39 seems to me that is more attractive to me. That's just different, and there were some buyers that they will clearly differentiate those two 39 out of the 13. Actually, that's why 13 is a little bit more not that complex to make, but 39 it is way more complex.
Guys, and for you, which one was your favorite now when we know all the details? Daniel, what's yours?
I think was this one with the red.
Okay. Niels, and you?
Well, normally I would go for a little bit less boozy flavor. So normally after grinding, I preferred the silver one. But in the end, after brewing, I think I prefer the red one because it was a bit more for me. I really like the tropical of this one because it was really, really clean flavors as well. Because I find a lot of times if I have anaerobic or naturals, that aftertaste is not always that clean, but this one was like really, really clean and really juicy. So I really liked it.
No, for me not. I'm gonna go girly for the silver one.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the floral notes and the lavender and the herbal notes and stone fruit.
Great. Okay,
Nice.
Dajo, and you?
On the fragrance, I was also more pink, more silver, but then the complexity, how it evolved, and the flavor staying clean, I definitely go for the red one. It's super complex, complete, awesome coffee.
Okay, so let me explain my choice as well. I will still go for the silver one. I completely support you on the selection of the pink due to this complexity, and that for such a level of fermentation, which I adore, it has its cleanness and it has this good, still fruity aftertaste, not too much boozy. But still, for this silver one, I just adore the sweetness and the aftertaste. It's slightly bit more clean for me, and I always prefer the clean ones. But it's also a very rare mix of being very clean, but also have a very silky body, sweetness, and long aftertaste. Usually, silky body, sweetness, and long aftertaste is something about fermentation, and the flavors are about the terroir. And I really like the complexity of having it all together. So I'm going for the silver one.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Does it taste good with milk?
Oh my God, no. What that's a wrong way of this. Okay, we've got some more time together and we have the leftovers of the coffee. And I would really like to dedicate more time to Jose and asking more about the farm and the business and the processing, and how do you create those profiles, and how do you decide which beans work best for which profiles. And how do you run your business? I know it's like a small family business of your family, and you started just recently. Tell us, Jose, just a little bit more about since you started 7.5 years ago. How did it work for you, and how does it work now? And how was this season for you? Just tell us more about your job.
Okay, thanks for the time, Janina. But again, one more time, thanks for all of you for taking the time of sharing these coffees. Is just, it had a lot of tremendous work, and we put a lot of passion in these coffees. Especially, I would say each coffee has something unique, but 39 to us, it was kind of like the cherry on top of the ice cream. And when we cup it, but anyways. I would say for every person, there is a coffee. Also, for every market, there is a coffee. And that's what we end up doing when I leave. I'm a civil engineer. I own a contractor company here in Panama. I live 7 hours away from Boquete. That's where is the little town of a lot of coffee producers live, like La Mastus, La Esmeralda, Cotowa, and the farm is about 1 hour and 25 minutes away in a beautiful place called Volcan Baru. It's a volcano, and it's an open road. So every time that I go up there, it's just an adventure. My father decided to buy a piece of land in Cañas Verdes, where we are neighbors of La Esmeralda. So he decided to buy this beautiful land in around 40 years ago. I was just a kid. And he wanted to do the same thing as his grandfather did in 1895. So when he was just working in his construction company, in 2007, when he saw how the world changed with the auction of La Esmeralda, when it really bumped to $150 a pound, I think it was 2007. Because actually, it changed in 2004 when the auction was for $20 a pound. That's when I think it was. So in 2007, it increased to $150 a pound. So he said, hey, Jose, I'm going to plant some trees, and one day I will hopefully grow some coffee and retire back where I used to play when I was a kid. So the moment I said that, he was a little nuts, because we were very busy just working here in the city, just doing so many things. So anyways, he started his project, and start planting the trees in 2008. Everything was kind of like going back and forth, and he sadly in 2013 he passed away. He never saw any flowers and not even tried the coffees, because we had our first harvest in 2014. We only had around 90 pounds of coffee, and we had one person in charge of the farm. And since then, we start experimenting. We start learning about geisha. We start learning about how to treat and learn a specialty coffee. So we had to learn from agriculture side all the way to the commercial side. We had to step up, and we received a lot of help from friends. At the moment, we receive help from Doctora Maria Ruiz. They are in the coffee business for almost 100 years. And also receive help from, in 2017, when we got our Geisha Wash first prize, Best of Panama, number 6. We got number 6 place. That lot was picked by Wilford Lamastus. At the moment in 2017, I still didn't know anything about coffee, not even my family. So he picked out of around 300 pounds of coffee, that particular lot. So you have to learn, you have to know the whole change of value, not only the agricultural side, you also have to learn the roasting, the cupping, and then you have to learn how the Best of Panama is being judged or scored. So he knew itself what it will be taking. So since then, in 2017, we also received some help from some different people in Panama, other farmers. Also, I traveled to Colombia, where they are really good processing coffee. Plus, they are really nice cuppers. And we received some help from Nield Gutierrez, what some people call him Mr. Wush Wush, from, I think he's at Tolima farm. His farm is called Monteverde.
Monteverde.
So
I have it.
you have it? So this is a small world.
Yeah, I just sent it back. It's my Christmas lot, and I sent it back, and now Dominica and Naga are supposed to hold it in their hands. It's my Christmas lot. I had only a couple of kilos.
Which one you have?
Wow.
Which one you have?
The Wush Wush Monteverde.
Which one? Green, red, or yellow?
I don't know. I just bought a couple of kilos from Agnieszka Rojaska, so I don't know much about the lot, either.
Yeah, it's a small world. I traveled to Colombia in 2018, and 2018 I tried one coffee, and I said, "What is this? I want that our coffee." Of course, geishas are really nice, but when you do some processing to it, you will add or you will not add without killing the varietal or without changing the varietal notes. But I will say that process will add if you do it correctly. So we have received some support and help from them. This year was really, really hard because he was not able to travel here to Panama. So actually we had to do everything by ourselves. And I end up sending them some roasted coffee to Colombia for cupping. So we received some help, and this is a beauty of this industry. receive now help from Janina that help us to put all this beautiful time over here where we can share coffee with the best. So thank you, Janina. So this we are receiving help from one friend in Hong Kong, Alvin Chen, who is helping us to promote some coffees to some other people, some other good friends. Because again, we are probably I'm the fourth generation of coffee farmer, but there was some time where it was totally missed, and that happened between my grandmother and when my father passed away. That I actually didn't drink coffee, but to get into Geisha, you have to understand the market, the flavors, the cupping, the roasting. So last year, my wife and I did some serious traveling, so to understand more the different parts of the world, how the Middle East appreciate this 13. They love the 13. They love it. Plus, they love 39. They like anaerobic coffees. But then Taiwan, probably they like more just a clean geisha wash, no process. And so we have expanded to somewhere close to 15 countries where we are exporting coffees. And we try to supply even from 5 pounds, 5 kilos to whatever they need. Because this is it. We need to share. And by sharing, by doing things and events and taking this time, it will create an impact. Create an impact all the way to the cup. When a buyer or a client just drink 39, you see their faces. It flip their eyes and change, and sometimes even change their life. And that's how it changed our life. It changed totally. Coffee changed our life. Now we are more into coffee. We this year we haven't done too much construction, not at all. So my family, my 3 kids are really they 39 is one of their favorites. Sofia, she's 13, Jose Manuel 12, and Carolina, she's 9. They love 39. And to me, they are my team plus my wife and my mother. So we are here in this together, and hopefully to stay for a little longer than my father was, with the help of all of you. So, but thanks for the space, Janina. Thanks for it.
Guys, we having Jose here, and he can answer some of our questions about like anything. So just shoot. That's your opportunity.
Yeah, I'd like to have an idea about, do you only grow geisha or you have other varietals? And like how much hectares do you have? Just do you have an idea of the size of the farm?
Yes. We, when my father bought a plantation, they only had Catuai. And most of the Catuai was totally got rid of it because to grow up traditional coffees, not only here in Panama, all over the world, it's very challenging. You know, just this is a very competitive environment. So when we grow Catuai, and we compare against Colombia, that their costs are really low, but their quality is amazing. So we are totally out of business. So we grow around 95% of our production at this time. 97 is geisha, green tip, only green tip. And I am letting the Catuais let them grow again, because I noticed that there's a still opportunity for some traditional coffees, as the Catuai, when we apply double phase anaerobic or anaerobic process, it change and it creates, because there's something unique to in the terroir. Cañas Verdes has this beautiful terroir that all this sugarcane sweetness, you can feel it in the cup. Sugar and sweet, brown sugar, and the floral notes. And it's unbelievable how the Catuai, the traditional coffees, also have some of these notes. And what we have right now planted is around 8 hectares. 8 hectares. The farm is around 18 hectares. Most of them is green trees, native trees. It took a long time because the coffees grow. If you go to our Instagram, the coffees grows under the shade of the tree. So it took us around 7 years to have our first production. And there are coffees that are even 9 years that they haven't produced any coffee because they are relaxed under the shade of the tree, just taking it easy, no stress.
Okay.
Thanks, Dayo.
Niels, some questions from your side?
Yeah, if you roast your own coffee, like how do you roast it? Because we had a discussion lately that if people roast in origin because of the altitude and everything, that's going to be tasting different than if we roast it.
Okay, I use an Ikawa. That's one thing for sure. So I try to use an Ikawa, but I haven't got the results that I usually get when I do it with my little drum coffee roaster. So depending on what coffee I'm going to be roasting, if it is a wash or a natural. So I'm still learning with it. So probably I will give the natural a lower temperature because they had a lot of sugar due to fermentation. So I try to do a very not that steep, just more plain curve. And then the wash, probably I will increase more the temperature. But again, I'm just starting this year on roasting. So I use a lot of profiles that some of our friends or colleagues send us from other countries that try Abu coffee. So Ikawa help us a lot.
Cool, nice.
Daniel, from your side?
I don't know what happened. I couldn't hear you for a long time. Oh, here we go.
Wow.
From my side, what questions should I really like to come to Panama. So that's a goal of mine for next year. Now I'm really busy opening my own roastery and getting everything in track. And I really want to visit you as soon. Like I have to visit some friends in Panama and Colombia, and I definitely want to visit you to know you better. And
I come with you.
Thank you.
I come with you.
Me too. Hey,
Wow.
I'm also here.
Wow, we have to make a big room now. But you're all welcome. You wouldn't believe how native. We don't have an hacienda like other places. This is wild.
Daniel's wild, so it's okay.
Okay.
And I'm roasting on Ikawa as well. And sometimes it's challenging, especially with the altitude problem, because it's easy to use Ikawa for transfer profiles and stuff like that, but you're not really getting the same results all the time. And lately, more or less like 6 months, I did a lot of research on Ikawa. And if you have any questions and I can help you, we can work together creating some profiles and stuff like that. Because I learned by doing mistakes, and I learned playing with Ikawa and taste and say, okay, that's not really good. And yeah, some it's very weird to do the transition as well from a Ikawa, but it's not impossible. So you can do transition from Ikawa to a bigger roaster just by trying to match the color that you get and try to be as standard and simple as you can get. I think it's great to share with each other. Me, Dale, and Niels, we we connected since 2018, and we share coffee with each other, and we share knowledge with each other. We help each other, and I'm really happy to see all the people that we create a bond back a couple of years ago, and opening their own businesses and doing their own things and growing and supportive and have the same goals. That's the beauty of the special and farmers. And basically that's what I'm focusing on. My goal at Sumo Coffee Roaster is to connect the farmer with the consumer, and I will do everything that is in my power to put the name there and to represent the farmer in my best abilities. That's I think they are the same, is doing the same. We both launched it at the same time, and I know they were really well is in the same dream, and yeah, it's I think everybody is the same in Gen as well. The same thing, we want to create a better environment and better platform for everybody.
Jose, if I may, I also have a question to ask. Do you hear me, guys? Is it okay with the connection?
Yeah.
So
Yes,
my
I do.
question is, how do you understand which coffees to be processed which way? I mean, do you have the all the green tea geishas, right? So you basically have the same trees, but you have the early season, middle season, and late season harvest, and then you have different processing. How do you match the processing and the bean? How do you figure out those ideas?
Okay, this is a team effort that when I met Nearly, Mr. Wush, he was kind of like, hey, first we're gonna try all in wash to figure it out what will be the raw of each area, how it will taste just by doing a watch, simple watch. By taking each of the areas and getting which coffees or areas had more floral notes, we will leave them as a geisha wash for just not do too much processing to it. And the ones that doesn't have that many floral notes, we will do some natural process. Of course, we do a lot of naturals due to the drying time of the finca, of the area. We have a microclimate where when it starts around December all the way to March, we get hit really hard by a dry season where water is just totally very rare. So it doesn't rain too much, and humidity drops from around 90% all the way to 70%, almost for 3 months. So it's really, really nice to make natural coffees because you don't have to worry about humidity changes. You got a lot of sun. So there's no much impact to the environment by doing naturals. So I try to identify by creating a lot of lots or a lot of process at the beginning, which ones will be wash and which one will be naturals. And if there's a wash or there's a coffee area that needs more process, I will make sure to add maybe some extra time on the anaerobic hopefully without getting into the not clean coffee. And we have been very blessed by not hitting that spot. Most of, I would say, all the coffees that we have produced at this time, they are all clean. And that is also due to the temperature. Temperature drops dramatically around 4 degrees to 5 degrees because we get hit by the by the cooler winds of the north. So at night now probably it's around 17 degrees, but in around 2 months it will drop to 12 degrees. So that also helps to create this different process or different profiles. So that's how we end up selecting which one will be the wash, which one will be the naturals, in which parts of the harvesting time I will do a wash, will be a natural. Probably at the beginning, I will not do a wash because the sugar content that is in the coffee. Probably at the beginning, I will do a natural because it's the beginning of the harvest. But and at the beginning of the harvest, probably it also will be very hard to dry in because we still got probably more rain. But in the middle time, you can do both, natural or wash.
Wow,
Yes.
great, thank you.
Nice.
You're welcome.
I have
More
a,
questions to Jose, anyone?
yeah, I have another question. Do you also do coffees later in the harvest generally score higher than coffees earlier in the harvest?
39 was at the late of the harvest. So if we go to late and the beginning, I would say that I have not. I cannot tell you for sure that the end of the harvest is the best or the worst, because our best of Panama lot that we got number 11 this year, it was at the late of the harvest. And so this year we're gonna do some more things, maybe in the middle of the harvest. So
Okay.
you start getting creative as time goes on, and we create so many profiles that probably I would say in the middle of the harvest it will be better, just for the conditions of it, than the end of the harvest. So there's potential. Hopefully, there's potential to for the next event next year you have a better coffee.
Okay, cool. I'm just asking because the farm I lived in Brazil and the whole region, generally all the coffees that are at the end of the harvest, they score way better. They have more complexity, more acidity, more sugar. And so I'm just checking if that same phenomenon happens with you. But so if I understand, not necessarily.
Well, could be because as I tell you, this year we experiment at the end of the harvest these new methods, and those were the coffees that we think that they were more than 91 points, 92 points. So that was at the end of the harvest.
Okay.
But usually I notice that at the end of the harvest, the beans are not fully there. You have a lot of floats at the end of the harvest.
Same in Brazil, same with the farm, a lot more damage. They look uglier, but they have a higher cup profile.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I will try to do it now in the middle and the end. So in that way, I will compare them, middle and end.
Cool.
Yes.
So,
To have those experimental.
question for the next year, do we expect the same fermentation, so with the same name, so we can recall that we want the 13 and the 39, or do you make it differently each year? Like, what's your plan for the next season?
What would you recommend? What I would say, if I stick to a name, if I stick to a number, customers start comparing each name and each customer to previous year, and that gets really challenging. So challenging, and I cannot control that environment, the weather. So if I just put one name or one number, or one set of hours, for example, I know that Monteverde, they have 3 sets, yellow, green, and red. So I'd rather not stick to a recipe or color, because you start getting comparison. So I'd rather stick to lots and let everybody try them and pick whatever they like, and yeah, just like today.
So next year, if I chat to you and say, Jose, can you recommend me something similar to last year's 13? You will know what I mean, but you will recommend me something new, which will be like slightly similar, but a little bit different.
Yes, definitely 13. It will be a recipe that I will do massively, like I did this year. I did. 13 was a coffee that surprised us a lot. I got on my notes here that 13, it was also between the first 5 best coffees that we did this year, but it was a little bit more, not that complex to make. And we got here, I gave 91 points to that 13. So the 13 for sure is a coffee that will make again, and a lot. And probably there are other coffees that, as people don't ask, I will not make. So there are recipes that I will make, of course. 39, I will try to make so many of those because I love that coffee. It's just that coffee.
You can give a name to 39 from your kids because they love it. We call that 39 sometimes crazy coffee, fiesta coffee, rumba coffee, because a coffee is just a mix of everything. It's just, it makes you dance, it makes you cry, it makes you laugh. That coffee is just like, wow.
Is it already sold out?
Amazing. Yeah, it's sold out.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Early next year.
Sorry, we are too late with the event. We should have done it earlier.
Yeah, but in a few months we will have hopefully more lots there. We have some lots. Of course, I can send you some of what we have available. I know that some of you will love some wash to try, so we can send you, of course, some wash. They are double face anaerobic, and they are really, really incredible. I have something similar to 13, a little bit more punchy, that hopefully you want to share, but it's only 100 pounds. But yeah, naturals were a hit this year, where naturals were just incredible.
Let me guess, Niels, you are still looking for your coffee for the match competition in Brewers Cup finals? Did I get it right?
If we have a competition, because we're going to hear it this month, then yeah, but we're still waiting for the news if there's going to be a competition. So let's see and face it whenever it's happening. But
wasn't it scheduled to March?
Sorry?
Wasn't it scheduled to March?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
but it's been like canceled twice. So now probably December first week or second week, you want to make a decision. So yeah, we'll see if it goes on, then we compete, and if not, then next year.
Wow, wish you the best. Please write us at our Instagram, the ones that you would like some samples.
I will
try to send you samples of what do I have available, of what we can generate next year.
Cool.
I will try to include something special in your samples that I do not have at the moment, but I probably will have next year. So if that is a lot that you would like to have, you just say, Jose, I want hopefully some of this recipe, and I will try to make sure that hopefully, if God help us, to fix you those.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome, Neil.
So let's wrap it up our meeting today. I would just take a moment to thank once again Jose for joining us and for producing those amazing coffees and for sending so many lots to me. And thank you, Daniel, Dajo, and Niels for being our experts. You are the world best cupper. And thank you everyone for joining us today, and to those who will be watching the video on YouTube later on. And we just all are the dear judges. So that's
well. I wanna just say thank you one more time to Janina to putting all this together, to Daniel, Niels, Dajo, and all the ones that are here, Dominica, Ludo, Stephanie, Christoph and Philip for being with us. If I'm missing one person, sorry about it. If I'm missing one, I want to also say thank you to my family that we are in this together. My wife, my mother, and kids, who are hopefully the next fifth generation. We are really drinking a lot of coffee here now with this situation. So really want to say thank you to them, to Viviana, my wife, Sofia, Jose Manuel, and Carolina. Of course, my mother, Gisela. And I don't want to miss my dad, who is always watching us. He's kind of like helping us to put all this together. Like I told my mother, I didn't know anything about coffee. It's just something that is in my DNA. It's weird. I didn't study or nothing. It's just amazing. It's just, I love it. And I love to share it. And I love that you all also share the same passion.
Okay, thank you all. Thank you all. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
See you guys
everyone.
soon.
Thank you.
Everyone.